Hi guys, Mrs. Carter here to talk to you a little bit about fact and opinion today. And these are some things that you've probably heard of before and words that are not new to you. But I want you to just pause for a second and think of a fact that you might know, and an opinion you might know, and a definition for each of those. So we'll go over those definitions in just a second, and we're going to look at some examples of facts and opinions today from some text that I think that you have listened to as I read aloud. But I wanted to have you see these words first because these are some important words, not just fact and opinion, but also the words nonfiction, quality, accuracy, and information. So when we're talking about fact and opinion, we are looking at a nonfiction text because that is where we're going to see some different facts and also some opinions. And we talked last week about the ways that the author persuades us, and sometimes the author will give their opinion as a way to persuade us about what they're writing, but they can also provide facts. And so that's a little bit of a connection to last week, but also this week we were just wanting to look at, okay, what is the difference really now between facts and opinions in nonfiction text, so things that are true and accurate. There can still be some author's opinions in there. And then we also want to talk about words like quality, accuracy, and information. Now, information is just like another way to say a fact, so I think you're pretty familiar with that. But quality and accuracy, I want to give you a little bit of an example here. You read a book with Mr. Scott. Well, Mr. Scott, I think, posted it for you. It was about sloths, and it was called, I have to check the name of it, I forgot, A Little Book of Sloth. And I think that you read that, and that gave a lot of information about sloths. And so when we think about reading a book, you can usually trust that it is quality. That means that the information is good, it's interesting, it's informative, but also that it's accurate, meaning that it's true. So there are some ways to check that. And sometimes when you hear information from a person, maybe they're telling you some information and that information is sounding like, okay, this is nonfiction. This might be some true information. For example, maybe you hear things about like the coronavirus, or recently we had the election. And sometimes when you hear things like that, you think to yourself, is that really accurate? Can I trust what you're telling me? So there are ways to check that. And one thing when we're looking at nonfiction is we want to be able to check the quality of it and check the accuracy of it. So let me show you an example. The book Little Book of Sloths has some facts and opinions, and we can trust that. But here's another way. Like, what if we weren't sure about that? Or maybe someone was just having a conversation with us about sloths. How could we check what they were saying? So here's a website that we can use. And I'm going to show you two examples here. One is Wikipedia. You've probably heard of Wikipedia. It comes up a lot on searches. If I'm looking for information about sloths, I see some actual pictures of sloths here. So like, it looks pretty good, right? And it has, wow, just a ton of information about sloths. But the thing is that sometimes on Wikipedia, as I look at the source here, I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. As I look at the source, if you read into this, it tells me when I click on view source, it tells me all I have to do is log in and make an account for myself, and then I can go ahead myself, who is not an expert on sloths, and change that information. What? So is Wikipedia a place that I can trust for my information? No, it's not. It has a lot of information, and could some of it be true? Totally. It might be, and it probably is. But we don't know for sure. That information is not really quality, and we're not sure that it's accurate, and we don't know that we can trust it. A better place is a research database. And we have access to Britannica School, and this is an example that I pulled up of a sloth. We still have a real picture of a sloth. We have an article about a sloth. And the other thing is here, our sources are cited for us right here. And when you can find a citation of a source, you know that you can trust that information to be accurate. So accuracy is one thing about fact and opinion. Another thing about fact and opinion that we want to really think about is when we're seeing them in the text. So let's kind of move on to that. And this is our objective for today, is to be able to notice the difference between fact and opinion. So I have a couple examples of facts here, one from the book about sloths. So the other information is from Hands Around the Library, and I think that you read that with Mr. Scott. But here's some examples from the text. So I just pulled these quotes out, and this is what I want you to do as well. In your assignment, you're going to be reading a nonfiction book, and you're going to be giving 2 examples of facts and 2 examples of opinions. Those should be quotes from the text. See how I put my quotation mark here? Oops. right here, and right here. Okay, so that's what you need to do as well. This one says, 3-fingered sloths are the only mammal on the planet with extra neck vertebrae and can turn their heads up to 270 degrees. That's a fact. It sounds like information. It sounds true. Also, they had set fire to cars and to a police station. Is that something I can check and see? Is that true or not? Could I see in that library book if they had actually set fire to cars and to a police station? That's something that you could check and see if it was true or not. So really, the definition of a fact is information that can be proven true. And if it cannot be proven true by either maybe research or looking at a website, not Wikipedia, doing your own tests, things like that, then we can't really say that it's a fact. It has to be able to be proven true. So here on the bottom is our opinion. This is the other part of it. It says, I love sloths. I love their sweet smiles, slow-mo lifestyle, and innate huggability. Yeah, some people say that their spirit animal is a sloth, right? Because they like to nap all day. They're just slow and sleepy, and they look huggable. I understand that, but you see how that's kind of an opinion? Look at this and think about what words in this example from the text make you think that's an opinion. I hope you said these 2 words right here, love and love. Those 2 words clue us in, wow, this is really an opinion, because we have that opinion word in there, love. Someone else might not love it. They might have a different feeling about it, and we start to see those feelings, we know we have an opinion coming. The second example is Alexandria Library is the most beautiful modern building in all of Egypt. What word there kind of makes you think, you might think that, but I could think differently? I hope you said the word beautiful. Beautiful is a strong opinion word there. What if I didn't think it was the most beautiful modern building in all of Egypt? Maybe I thought something else was different. So that is someone's opinion. And this is just, an opinion is an idea that somebody thinks is true or believes is true. It cannot be proven true or false. Wow, look at those typos. Sorry, guys. It cannot be proven true or false. So that's the basics of our facts and opinions. We're going to be working on that this week, fact and opinion, and noticing the differences, and then also just looking at signal words like this, applying it in our reading, and also thinking, too, about these words: fact, nonfiction, quality, accuracy, opinion, and information. Whenever you read a nonfiction book, there are facts, but sometimes the author has opinions that they put in there as well. And we don't really want to see those as a fact. What if they're not true, right? What if you walk around saying, oh, everyone in the world loves sloths? That's not true. That's just an opinion. So we're trying to look today to find the difference between fact and opinion. You're going to look in your own nonfiction book, which you can read on Epic, or you can just find a book laying around your house, and you're going to make a chart just like this in your reading notebook. Okay, and I need you to put examples, 2 examples from the text with quotes of facts, 2 examples from your text with quotes of opinions. That's what I'm looking for today in your work.